1913. Stay tuned as we bring you the latest news from the courts.
devil would a woman want to be a soldier for? It's a waste of time. This is the man's war. What sort of jobs can they do in?
What kind of jobs can we do? Take a look, mister. We can be X-ray technicians, inspectors of army meat, teachers, schooling our soldiers, assignment interviewers. We realise that the army's privileges as well as its hardships are ours. We get special prices at theatres and special life insurance rates. We know that the rumours about the Auxiliary Territorial Service are so much hot air.
Proper stockings all the time.
Scratch that one out. When you're off duty, it's rayon or whatever you can get.
No makeup, no rouge, lipstick or nail polish.
Toss that one in the ash can. We're allowed to put some makeup on.
The same old hairdo.
Nonsense. Our hairdo is up to us as long as it's neat and off the colour. Ladies, it's your war too. Join the Auxiliary Territorial Service.
Mary, what do you use to clean the sink?
Just use some vinegar. Give it a good rinse. Every day, of course.
Well, it's just my husband keeps on complaining, and I wash that house from top to bottom. Apparently that's no use. But when he gets back, I'll be sure to know that he knows that I can do a full day's work in the factory like he does.
Well, I'd rather be working a full day in the factory making these bombs than cleaning all day, every day like I was before. I don't mind working like the men have been doing all these years. In the Auxiliary Territorial Service, there's women going through military training to relieve men from fighting.
So they can relieve men from the sterner duties of war. See, it's still not equal.
Well, actually, my friend flies planes. I've never known us women to be allowed to do that before. It just shows what we can do.
That's not the point. We aren't getting paid half what the men were, just so the boss can avoid his labour costs.
Well, at least you've got something to keep us going. I could really do with some help, even when my Ralph gets home.
You don't seem to think we're going to get to keep these jobs when the war's finally over, dear. You can't be dreaming. These jobs will be taken right off when the men get back. They're just using us for the time being.
Well, I hope so. I've proved I can do a full day's work in the factory like he did. He won't mind.
Well, I'm just warning you now, you'll be straight out of this factory by the time the war's over.
This war has brought me a job I've proved I can do. I've shown all those men I shouldn't be at home all day cleaning that house. It's not an hard life. We get by all right from our income, but now I've experienced this, I don't think I can go back. I've got higher expectations of my life now. I could stay in the factory or I could go do something bigger. I know I'm capable.
This afternoon whilst on a visit to Dallas with his wife Jacqueline. The news has shocked the world. Martin Luther King is set to make a speech later today regarding the murder of the beloved president. It's 22nd November 1963, and you've been listening to Ken Coleman.
Entertaining 1960s cocktail party with lots of lively, intelligent conversation. Oh look, let's eavesdrop on the conversation of this group of intriguing men and beautiful ladies. But then, the conversation moves to more serious matters.
who lives over the road from us. He has recently purchased a Ford Anglia.
A Ford Anglia?
Indeed.
Good God! Has the man noticed that although the tone of the neighbourhood, why did he not consider a mini like yours, Lawrence?
I know, it's a top car. Does 0 to 60 in 18 seconds. Really speedy little car. And it can reach top speed of 100 miles per hour.
An unsettling moment for everyone. A woman chooses to voice an opinion.
Well, what do you think of an MPV? They're all the fashion at the moment.
Pardon?
Not only that, but they can also do 0 to 60 in just over 12 seconds. That's much better than both the Anglia and the Minute.
Let's look back and see what should have happened.
A Ford Anglia?
Indeed.
Good God! Has the man noticed that although the tone of the neighbourhood, why did he not consider a mini like yours, Lawrence?
I know, it's a top car. Does 0 to 60 in 18 seconds. Really speedy little car, and it can reach a top speed of 100 miles per hour.
Oh, Harriet, I don't know anything about cars and mechanical things. All I can come with is cooking.
And so it should be. Leave them cars to us men, my dear.
And now, for the benefit of everyone, Doctors Marcus and Johnson will explain the ins and outs of the female brain.
As you can clearly see, the male's brain is much larger in size.
But much larger size.
This means that the male brain can consume more complicated ideas and facts. It proves why they are considered to be the superior sex and can cope with more demanding issues such as cars, maths, politics, and of course, science.
Whereas now, we have to talk about the female brain, know the difference in size. It is understandable why a woman's brain is incapable of holding such complex ideas like a man's brain can. If we look closer at the brain, we can see it is already filled with kitchen utensils, rainbows, and cute puppies.
This proves why there are so few females attending university at present. Their brains are simply not large enough to cope.
Thank you for coming to our lecture. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Women, know your place.
That in the top 10 for me. Released my second single and it's doing brilliantly. Strange hearing myself on the radio though. A young scally
our factory. Of course, it's hard trying to juggle my life at work with my life at home, but it's fun. I'm on the pill now. Don't want any more kids. Me working should make things easier for...
Now, I've got 2 shows today. I'm so tired. I just need a break. My manager spent all my earnings. I've been taking these pills. They made me feel great. Everyone's doing them. But I wish... I feel everything's slipping away from me.
Me? Voiced as the first trade union rep for female employees at the factory. Jim teases me. Says to become like Martin Luther King making all those speeches and that. Or that woman liver, Betty Friedan. My first job to sort out is pay. Men get paid more for doing the same job, and we're just as good at it.
I need to take control.
I need to take control.
Good morning, all. It is the 4th of January 1988, and today Sir Robin Butler replaces Sir Robert Armstrong as Cabinet Secretary. On the same day that Margaret Thatcher makes her first state visit to Africa, when she arrives in Kenya.
What have you been up to today?
No, nothing of great importance. Cleaning mainly. Harold came by for a chat. We were talking about the protest scheduled to happen next week.
Well, cleaning is very important, dear. Don't you forget that. Oh, where would I be without you, hey? Oh, yes, well, don't worry about them. It's just another protest that's failed before it's even begun.
Really? You know, because Carol said it.
Oh, Carol. You know what? I'm a bit tired. Think I'm going to bed. Coming?
No. No. I'll come up with a bit. I've got a lot of so important cleaning to do.
That a girl. Night, sweetheart. A feather duster, of course!
You are a witty man, Steve.
Of course he is. How do you think he got into Parliament?
You got that right. You can't go into government without a sense of humour. You'd either die of boredom or depression. Am I right?
Yes, you're very funny. But can we please get down to the matter at hand? These riots need to be controlled.
What's the worst they can do? Wave their dustpans at us? Please. These women don't know the meaning of the word riot.
They know what they want and they're pushing for it. Shouldn't we be listening to avoid potential violence?
You worry too much, James. Here, have another glass. And I promise you these women are incapable of violence.
Yes, James, real sounding. You're going to be leading these protests. Grow up there.
I'm just worried about the potential consequences. I mean, is it really such a crime to have more women in Parliament? Why don't we just give them what they want before they do any real damage?
My God, man, listen to me. Women in Parliament is a whole new ballgame. They don't belong. Look at Edwina. I'm not against girls who want to be journalists, shop girls, nurses, celebrities. Even I don't mind a bit of Celine Dion from time to time. But politics is a whole new ballgame.
I think what we're trying to say is we're not against women as a species. We love women. They're just not made for government.
Yes, their emotions get the better of them. They get overwhelmed.
Very well, Ma. Just think we should be seen to be doing something, that's all.
I know, and I commend you for your way of thinking, James. It's why we hired you. But you've got a lot to learn.
Yes, and what's the first rule, Joel?
Women belong in the kitchen. That's just the way it is.
Oh, Your Highness, here's your tea. Can I tend your every need? You will never understand what women truly can be. We are strong and we are brave, we fought abuse from every age, and no longer will we step into our prehistoric cage. You will never comprehend just who we are. You have never known just what us girls can do. Do what you want with us and throw us behind bars. We don't care. We will stand and we will fight against you. Men, what a species, but really just a form of feces. Unhappy with their lot and wouldn't dare to touch a pot. Women clean, women cook, women care, and women tend. But we'll go against the book to see this grace I'm so sorry, I've never heard her express such an... James, can I have a word? I'd like to apologise. You see, I overheard you all talking in here and... Well, I couldn't stand the thought of being ridiculed one more time. I know you were trying to stand up for us. Ish. And I don't blame you as such. It's more my husband. You see, Joel's right. With these protests, you don't know what could happen. This is a whole new ball game. You see, women have been fighting for rights for decades, and we have been successful. We can vote and work and go crazy, and we're not totally suppressed anymore. But politics is a whole new ball game, which is why we're looking forward. We want women in Parliament, and not just some randomer like Edwina. We want representation. We want a female Prime Minister. I know. We're going for it. But we just want a chance. Do you understand?
Yes, I think so. I'm all for women's rights, although I think a female Prime Minister may be pushing it a bit. Can I offer some advice? Keep these rights clean. Raging violence won't do anything for your cause.
Thank you, James. Truly.
Again, it's 3:30 Tuesday afternoon, and here's the updates with Tony Red. Beyonce has announced that 2013 tour dates are going to be announced soon. Let them right on question those sex claims, and the Prime Minister and Russian President say they have common interests and desires as they discuss future cooperation.
Hello, and welcome back to Reality Check. We now have the final of our celebrity guests. We shall be discussing as to whether women's rights have been starting to decline over the past 100 years. We now have our final guest, Samantha.
You can call me Sam if you want.
Okay, Sam, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks.
Thank you for coming on the show and welcome to the UK. I know you are deeply interested in the fortune of women and how we have been progressing over the 21st century.
Glad you could have me on. Yeah, I'm really interested in women's rights because I've made it to be a successful woman in the media today, which isn't as easy as it seems, especially with the roles declining in the media for women.
Do you really believe it's declining?
Well, I feel that we don't ask for what we want, and that's why we don't get it.
And what do you want, Sam?
Ryan Gosling. But if I'm honest, I don't think women give off the right persona. You know that one that important men do? They can walk into the room and it can fall dead silent because people think they're important. We just need to say what we want.
And do we have any questions from the audience?
Yes, what do you mean, say what we want?
I think I mean that once you decide on a goal, no matter what it is, you should do whatever it takes to get there. We just need to make a stand.
Well, looking on the brighter side of things, we must have progressed. I mean, in the UK, you can wear whatever you like in some of your music videos. Aren't you a feminist?
No, I'm not a feminist, I'm a humanist. I also stand for freedom of expression, doing what you believe in and chasing your dreams.
And I believe you have a performance for us today.
Yeah, I do, just to show what us women can do.
Well, while Samantha and her troupe of dancers dance us out, it's goodbye from us and happy International Women's Day. We need to save one half of the population in order to save the other half.
Women are well represented by their brothers, husbands, and fathers.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up.
If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. I am a humanist, not a feminist.